here at IWA. Now, I've been waiting for this. We've been talking to Mike from Anglo-Italian Arms, the latter part of 11, through to what the programme's going to be in 12. Now, we're going to be doing somewhere in the region between 12 and 14 dealership days, whereby the general public are going to be able to come and see this product. This is absolutely superb. Wonderful unit, mounts on the top of your shotgun, you put it up, open eyes, and there you are, you can see the red ring. It really, you've got to see this to believe it, it's fantastic. Great pleasure to be here today with Mike and Henrik. We're going to hand this over to the experts and they're going to talk us through this.
Okay, so here we have the Redring shotgun sighting system. Henrik, what do we have here?
Yeah, it's a new product. It's from Sweden. It's made in Sweden and it's developed in Sweden. So it's actually an optical aid. It's not a traditional scope, because shotgun shooting is of course focus on the game.
Sure.
Both eyes open. And the principle is that we have a very low mounted aid here. It's a lens, and on the lens we have a reflection of a ring. And the ring gives you an illustration of your burst.
Okay.
We know that the red dots are a bullet, but the ring is a vision of your burst when you're shooting. And of course it's parallax free as well.
Okay.
So people with the eye domination problem normally have one eye closed. Right hand shooter with the left eye domination. Now they can open up both eyes. And it helps them a lot, of course.
Okay, what in terms of how easy is it to fit to the gun?
Yeah, it fits directly on the rib. There is no mountings, no drillings. Okay. You attach it directly on the rib of the gun. Normally where you have your left hand if you're a right hand shooter.
Cool.
And it works from 5mm rib as a minimum up to 11.5 millimeter. So the whole spectrum between there is
and the
working.
Position of the red ring onto the rib, is this a critical place? It must be here, or can it be here?
Very good question here. No, for the function you can have it in the front, you can keep it more in the back, but we say more for the balance, where you have your hand, we recommend it to mount it over there.
Right. How long would it take you to actually put a red ring onto the gun?
It takes you minutes. You check the distance, and when you have fixed the mount with the right distance, then it's 2 seconds to attach it. So you can switch it easily for, maybe have a nice over and under gun for the clay shooting. Sure. And then you go for the rough shooting, you want to put it on your semi. So it's working on over and under and on semis. That's the main.
Okay, so assuming now that we have the red ring assembled onto the rib, obviously we've got to set it up, we've got to calibrate it or something like that?
That's a very good question, because it's lined in, it's just an extension of the rib.
Okay.
So once it's mounted, you turn it on, and it's ready to shoot.
It's ready to go straight away?
Yeah, no calibrations, because it's just an extension of the rib. And of course, the rib is an extension of the barrel, and here we have used 5mm high mounts.
Right.
We wanted to keep it very low. Of course, if you have a gun and a stock who fits you, 5mm have not a bad effect.
Sure.
If we have high mounts, of course we have a problem.
Yes.
Because the mounting, it's critical, we know that.
Yeah.
And that is also one thing. We know that we are standing here, we do the mounting perfectly. But when we are out hunting, we are in the shelter, it's raining, I have a big jacket on, maybe the gun is stocked. Of course it's stocked, I'm shooting high and I miss. In this case, the ring doesn't have to be centered. As long as you can see the ring, you know where you have your burst.
Okay.
So even if
you know where the pattern's going.
Exactly. So even if the gun is not perfectly mounted, if you see the ring, you know where you have your burst. And that helps a lot, of course.
Right. Well, we have something like 14, 15 demonstration days all over the country with our distributors. Yep. And we're just so looking forward to getting out there with the people, getting them shooting live targets with them. We're going to have some fun this year.
Yeah, it's very good that you say the test shooting, because if you look at the product, people say, what is it? They really need to try it, because when they got the experience, they really can see that the ring is an illustration of the burst. Everything who's in that ring is a hit. Yeah. And that also gives some confidence.
Absolutely.
And confidence and shotgun shooting, it's a good mix.
Absolutely.
And also the thing that don't have the focus here. I mean, maybe take the corner away, both eyes open, and when they do the test shooting on the shooting line, smashing some clays, starting to smile. Of course, it's more fun to hit than to miss. So.
Of course, that's great.
It's great. Okay, so what we are having here, it's a shooting simulator, so we can do some test shooting with the Redring live. Of course, it's not real shooting here, but it gives the customer an opportunity to try the Redring.
Yep.
And I'll ask you to mount the gun to your shoulder, and we will have some trap birds flying away from you here.
Yep.
And you can see the ring.
Yes, I
And
can.
the ring is an illustration of your burst.
Yep.
So if you get some birds flying here now, come on. Good. And some more birds. Great. One more. Perfect. And what we can see here now, you see the ring,
Yep.
you see the clay,
Yes.
you have the focus out there, and of course, when the ring comes around the bird, you pull the trigger. Great. And if we do some bird shooting, you will get some grouses here.
Okay.
They were flying away from you.
Yep.
Of course, if they're flying to the right,
Yeah.
you have to put the ring in the front of the bird.
Okay.
So the lead, the swing, shoot technical, same.
The same.
But mount the gun and you will have some birds there. Good shooting. Yeah, we can stop there because now you are a little bit confident as well.
Yeah. It feels
You
good.
can see, if you see the ring, you know that you will hit it.
Yeah.
And we can also see that you are more relaxed, a little bit more smiling when you're hitting birds.
It's fun.
But also, if you get a crosser now,
Yep.
it's coming from the right side.
Yep.
And of course, when it's a real crosser, you really have to put maybe 2 rings a lead here. This bird, it's in 23 meters. So the ring and the pitcher, when they pull the trigger, should be 2 rings in the front.
2 rings from the front.
Okay?
Yep.
We give it a try.
Try.
Good. We give it one more shot.
Oh.
There we go. If we stop there, we can also see what he was doing here in the simulator. We can see, we can see with the white bird here, it was when he pulled the trigger. So we actually had 2 rings in the front. So what he's seeing with the red ring is an illustration of his burst. And of course we can see that the bird was flying from here to here and he hit it. And we can see now the distance to this bird was almost 20 meters. And the size of the ring is the size of the burst as 20 meters. So it's 60 centimeters in diameter. So if you're using 1/4 of a drilling in your choke, the size of your burst is approximately 60 centimeters in diameter at 20 meters. Of course, it's more important that you have control over the burst. You have an extra reference with the red ring in height, but also in size. We can see even if the excuse man is not perfect, as long as the shooter can see the ring, he knows where to have his burst. And this shot on a quick crosser on the grass is not an easy shot, but Ander did a good job, so that's great. And also for training, when we have an instructor in the shooting school, to explain the lead for the shooter could be hard work for the instructor. How much you should be in lead. The instructor says you should be 50 centimeters in front. How much is 50 centimeters for me and for you and for you? It's different. In this case, I can tell you 2 rings a lead. And it will be 2 rings for me, 2 rings for you, and 2 rings for Anders. It's always the same reference. And of course, I explained to Anders here before we did the shooting here on the grouses, 2 rings a lead. And we can see on the simulator here what Anders did with the last shot. Here we can see the barrel, and he's thinking, okay, 2 rings a lead, and he pulled the trigger, and we have a school book shooting here. He had a good lead, had a good swing, and of course he had some birds for dinner.